social work, and
Okay.
and after that I'm doing this internship in
Okay.
inspiration economy.
Okay. Nice. I mean, social work, and social science is very relevant to us. As I said always, we are
Yes,
multidisciplinary.
sir.
We are in economics and medicine, and this is a good thing about
Yes,
inspiration. Yes.
yes,
So
sir.
nice.
Thank you.
Okay. And then we have beside Godfred. Godfred, I know all his life. Then I need to know about Farhan. Farhan, what you are studying? I know you are from Assam, Farhan. How are you?
Yes, sir. I'm good, sir. How are you?
Fine. Thank you very much. I forgot to thank you the other day for the again your also nice introduction about the
Thank you so
internship.
much, sir. Thank you.
And well
I
done.
hope that I can do more for this organization.
Yes, we are proud of you, and really
Thank you,
very well
sir.
done management, and the guest was good, and also everybody was happy. After I sent the video, many people they
Yes,
said
sir.
very nice. We could have attended. And anyway, the coming guest speakers I think also will be interesting. The most important is not to listen, is to do. Because if you listen only, you think you know and you don't know how much you don't know. Only through doing you'll and today we'll touch base about how we see how much we are different. The guest speaker was very good in giving you skills, but we
Yes,
believe
sir.
that this confidence is like a currency. It's not only momentum, like when we talk about happiness. You can buy happiness by going to cinema, traveling, and you can have a life journey of happiness, which has ups and downs. I am in the second. This is a school, and this is a school. This is based on capital-based economy school, which is you buy the skills, you go for classes, talents, and so on. We are the school of we give to the community, we change the community, and then we will be happy, and then we will be confident, and so on. So that's
So thank you so much for the kind words, sir. So I really hope that under your guidance I can learn more in the future,
and
and I'm
I'm
looking forward for it.
and I'm looking forward to learn from you also, because this is the good thing about inspiration economy, is that
It's really sweet of you, sir.
we share the currency of inspiration for sure. Why I'm keen to talk to you more, and okay, we can't meet you, but at least we can talk to you now till we meet you, inshallah. And now we change this inspiration currency with each other, so that we really do something in the world. We don't know, each one of us, even though you are young, I hope inshallah for you, you live hundreds of years, but we don't know now. Life is teaching us it's not about age even. Anybody can die any moment, right?
Yes,
Well,
sir.
so the most important is really to try to give while you are breathing in and breathing out. Try to give to around you, because the more you give, the more you are gonna learn about yourself. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind
Okay,
words.
okay, thank you. Okay, Ramli, I'm yours now. So if you want to start, and
Yes,
then
sir. So we can start your presentation, I guess. So will
oh,
Dr. Dunya be joining us?
Dr. Duneshi will join. I think I need to remind her.
Okay.
Now, after I finish, I'll remind her. I think maybe she's
All
also.
right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess I wanted to speak to you today about what happened to us actually when we are trying to target to create values in our life. And this internship program is about values. At the end of the day, any program you are taking, whether it's in education, I mean in the official education universities or schools and so on, or you are taking outside the classes, or any program you're going to do with NGOs, or they always have their own values, right? And you are seeing my screen, right? Just confirm to me. Yes, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Your
Okay.
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to say here is that some values are relevant to spirituality. Some values are relevant to family. Some values are relevant to social issues, and this is where inspiration economy also is strong on. Some values are relevant to mental. Some values are relevant to health. Some values are relevant to financial issues. Okay, like unemployment, like poverty, like whatever. Even though poverty is much beyond that, it's a complex problem. Some values are relevant to unemployment, no work, or people looking for work, or looking to improve their life, and so on. So I am saying here is that this collection of values, the more we understand and that these values are interconnected, the more we're gonna shake up our cultural norms. Okay, and most of us, our paradigms doesn't change. Always I say, and it is very important for you guys. I told you that first day maybe, if you forget anything about inspiration economy after 20 years, remember that we are saying in inspiration economy about mindset. Okay, we are not talking about changing the brain. We're not talking about changing the mind. We're talking about something called mindset, which is different than the mind, different than the brain. The mindset is how you see the world, how you react to the world. It is the thing that is controlling you. So you have the soul and you have the mindset. The soul, it's not in your hands. Soul, you can improve it little by spirituality, by like this. But the mindset is the one that you can change. And this mindset, if you don't change it, it will control your life. So you can see always the world only from one type of glass or one type of perspective. Okay, well, the more we shake the mindset and we shake our paradigms, the more we're going to change our life and improve our life. Okay, even sometime when we change anything, in the beginning we shake up, it's like a shake up in the beginning, but with time you'll see that yourself is improving and you're gonna so the mindset is made from 4 things. And this is very important that always I'll ask you about this and what you have done in your project, especially that we are now going to enter the phase. After this, the exercise is coming, is focusing on the projects. Okay, the mindset is made from 4 things. The first thing is called assumptions. Okay, some of us call it paradigms. Okay, so that to ease it for the local people, lay people, they say paradigm, but it's a paradigm is what is a collection of assumptions, how we assume the world. If I assume that every dog gonna bite me because a dog was gonna bite me when I was young, okay, then I feel that I will see that every dog in the world is gonna bite me, and they might follow me, run after me because I feel that these dogs are gonna bite me. Okay, so the first one is what we call assumptions. The second one is about attitudes, because our assumptions is doing certain things to us, so it reflected in our attitudes. So we have assumptions, we have attitudes, and then our attitudes will reflect into our behaviors. So you'll see some people are rude, some people are maybe blunt, some people are reactive, they get angry, or they don't react to the community, they hide away, and so on, because of their assumptions. Because their assumption is affecting their attitude is affecting their what? Behaviors. And based on these 3 things, we have the last one, which is our reflections. How we reflect out to life, how we react to life, how we see life. Some people, God forbid, they want to kill themselves because they see, oh, because I'm failing, they don't see sometimes that the failure is the reason for success. Okay, the more you fail, the more you are God is giving you a chance to see the success later. Okay, there is a sunlight coming up. Okay, the failure that you see in your road in the beginning, it is a cause for a sunlight that is coming up. See, the most, again, we talked about these legends and inspiring people like Gandhi, Mandela, Steve Jobs. We said about Umar ibn Khattab, Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, all these people that we know from our communities, or I mean those who left legacy before, and we're reading about them. So the challenge for us, all of us, will be changing this thinking, changing this morals, changing this behaviors. And as I said, this is like a collection of beliefs. Okay, it is again, we need to do some value added work in order to come to this level. What type of value added work that we can do? And here the question that is very important for us that we understand. Unless we get involved with our communities, unless we take human challenges, this is what is inspiration economy theory about our hypothesis. This is the way we are seeing the world. You're not going to sustain change and feel that you are living for a purpose unless you do something towards the humanity. If you are doing something for yourself only to be a successful professional, engineer, sociologist, psychologist, blah, 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 then you are not going to, again, feel this challenge with time. Because success, you can achieve it 20 years, huh? but you are living to change humanity. You are living for much bigger purpose. And my profession is only one of the milestones towards this bigger purpose. The more I'm going to see that I can deal, with my comfort zone, I control my comfort zone. And when I control my comfort zone, I start to work, my mindset start to work on the formula of capacity versus demand, not supply versus demand. I think some people need to be admitted, Ramli. So this is where we need to think in different way. We need to first talk about the capacity to deal with our control, our comfort zone, and how we control it. And this is the more we do that, the more we are gonna do, the more we are okay. The more we gonna see that there is a capacity versus demand formula. Oh, I don't need supply versus demand. I don't need every time, and unfortunately, 99% 0.5 also. Okay, I would say most people, they will not believe in this formula unless they do projects. Very few people, they will understand this formula and their capacity versus demand. It's not about supply versus demand. When they only start to do major projects that change humanity. I claim I studied Bill Gates' life in detail, his family life, how he brought up, and so on. The Bill Gates that you are seeing today is not the Bill Gates of Microsoft. Okay, why? Because Bill Gates have taken different projects in his life. Okay, where he failed, where he became, like a person who's greedy at one of his time. Then he started to see that humanity is much bigger. For that, he's involved now with the major projects around humanity. So what I'm saying here is that the more we work for building dreams of people, cultivating hope of people, producing really something that affects humanities, the more we are really programming our subconscious mind. Because our subconscious mind will support our mindset. Remember, we're talking about a mindset which is made of from four things, right? Assumptions, attitudes, behaviors, and reflections. These don't come by coincidence. They come only by, again, practices. One of the practices is that we do observations. So the next exercises that you're going to take is all about observation. The more you properly observe your community problems and you take it from different perspective, not because of your background, not because you heard it from your family or from your school or because you see it every day. No, you see it from different perspective. The issue of poverty, the issue of migration, the issue of women development or whatever. Okay, then the more you observe it from different perspective, the more you're gonna reflect on it, and you're gonna start project with a visualization. What I want to do, what I want to see in this community that I have impact on within 2 years from now, within 3 years from now. Okay, within 6 months, I start to realize that, oh, I started to create an impact. This will create on your mindset a type of curious exploration. You'll become an explorer who like to discover things, but not discover things only to be a creative person. They talk about him, oh, this guy is a creative person. He bring radio or TV. These things solve the humanity problems. But what about the human problems that never been solved so far? Why we have so much poverty around us, while people are making millions or billions of money, and others are dying from hunger, and we are in the now we're finishing the 21st century, or we are in the 21st century. So this is again what brings confidence, because I wanted to show you how we are seeing confidence, because our earlier lecturer very well presented, but we see here that it is not about skills. It's much more than this. It's about getting engaged with the community, not improving myself. I'll improve myself the more I engage with the community. Not I work to improve myself and only take courses and study and take PhD or whatever I do, and I don't know about the community. No, we can do that parallel. This is the minimum. Or you can do more, because as I said, if you don't know, you're not going to change anything. If you know, also you're not going to change anything. You only change it by doing. You change the world around you by doing. And this is beyond success. This is what I'm talking to you. And this is the level of where people, they leave real legacy, not a success only, a successful life. Many people, they say, oh, this guy, he died or this lady, she left the world with a successful life. She brought a family, she had a good job, she have a nice car, like this and so on. But this is not what we want only. This is something we target all of us. But what we want is much more than this. We want to leave a legacy so that we really show the world is that we were infused with their human demands. Even our religions, all our religions is asking us about our deeds to others, not our prayers to ourselves. Our prayers only meant to help us to improve our deeds to the others. And this is where, again, we should look for not only for momentary development, but sustainability of momentary development. Always we are looking for to discover or to see an insight from this different perspective. Inspiration is about what? About a collection of insights that come and go, come and go. And they are telling you, discover me, come, interact with your community and so on. The more we interact with our community, the more we're going to have clear goals. We're going to see that we have a life purpose. We're going to bring better suggestions to our, to our life and to our community and to the world. We're going to have the awakening, which is, we call it what? The aha moment. Many people, they say, oh, I got this aha moment, then I did that project. When you stand and talk to them and so on. This aha moment, in order to be sustained, we have to have the impulsive feeling, getting empathy, sympathy, getting engaged with our community, and getting, again, the evocation that leads to transcendence of paradigm. Our paradigm start to change, start to improve. We start to get reflections. We can start to take pauses in life. And most of us, we never taken pause during our birthday. I'm not sure how many of you have taken a pause in your birthday and said, okay, what did I leave? Now I became 18 years old. I became 19 years old. Then I became 20, 30, 40, 50 years old. And we say we are doing the same things again, same mistakes, because we never taken a pause to change our path. And this is where we miss as a humans to really benefit from this capacity, because the humans is not only their mind. Our mind is very relevant to the chimpanzee. Our mind is very relevant to the chimpanzee. The only difference is that the frontal lobe is different. The frontal lobe is meant to help you to improve and associate things around you. Okay, which is I'm going to explain scientifically later when we have more time during your project time and so on. So I hope that this moment that I explained to you, just a briefing or reflections, will let you really see how much you can do. The can-do-it spirit doesn't come by coincidence. It doesn't come by a good speaker. We go to, for example, to a coach, and the coach will say, you can do it, and we'll do it. I'm talking about can-do-it story. It is a life story. Our life is a collection of stories. And this collection of stories need all of them can do it. Some of them will be failure, even if I had the spirit of can do it. And some of them will be a successful, even though I failed in, during that journey. This will lead us to, we become abundant thinkers. And what is happening to the world? My sons, my daughters, my young brothers and sisters, happening to the world, and we are becoming, all of us, aliens to the world that need us. Why becoming aliens? Because we are really controlled and dominated by the media, social media, by this phones and these, where we are becoming more scarcity thinkers, not abundant thinkers. Abundant thinkers means that the world, they see the world with a fewer blind spots. They see the world is so much large. They see that there is, the more there is problems, the more is giving Allah, God, Lord, whatever you want to call your creator, is giving you a source for opportunities. Problems is a source for opportunities, and only the inspiring people, they can see these opportunities, that we call them hidden opportunities, not only seen opportunities, that can lead us to create a legacy story in our life. Thank you very much, Ramli, and everybody.
Thank you so much, sir. It's a whole new experience here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we'll begin with our presentations now, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. So first of all, team 3 will begin with team 3. I'll be presenting. Sumaya, are you ready?
Yes, Rimli. Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello, Samaya. Salam.
So team 3 is like always letting Sumaya present because other team members, they have really bad network.
No problem.
So that becomes a problem.
Okay.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm Sumaya Abubakar Muhammad, presenting on behalf of Team 3 for Week 4 assignment under the leadership of RIM leaders. The first of the assignment is talking about mood house. For most of us that live here, we know that mood houses is not a new phenomenon. It's something that has been ongoing, but there was a paradigm shift from the normal mood houses into back to our modern buildings. And mood houses are seen as something very old and unfashionable. First, what is mood house? Mood construction is not a new technology. Recently, it has been utilized and investigated as a possible form of sustainable construction in the developing and developed world. There has been a large amount of interest and substantial research into the use of mud as economic method of satisfying the house demand in many countries, particularly those of sub-Saharan Africa and Middle East. And why sub-Saharan Africa? It's because of our population. For example, by 2050, we'll be approximating almost a billion. You can see that the growth at which the countries are coming more have a lot of demand in houses and with scarce natural resources as even land also. So mud wall construction performs considerably better in environmental terms. They are significantly less embodied energy and help to promote the local economy and local labor, which also have a drastic reduction of 8% in the global carbon dioxide emissions. Next slide. What are the benefits? The benefits of mud houses stay naturally cool, breathable. There will be a ventilation and fresh air at low cost, good resistance to fire, good temperature insulation, good sound proofing, bring a natural resource that is readily available from earth. In fact, it's even bulletproof. Mud houses are bulletproof also. For those coming from a volatile communities, people get to take refuge in most of these houses once there's escalation of violent conflict. The foundation is made regularly with bricks and mortar to prevent water from the ground from seeping into the walls. And the main building materials is made from local soil mixed with water and sometimes with also grasses. Also, they help in making it stronger. That's the mixture, the sun for dryer. Next slide. The advantages is the same thing as the benefits. It's also low cost, also the same. Advantages of mud houses in Ghana. In Ghana, mud houses in the northern parts of the country are usually round in nature with thatched roofs. Mud houses have been proven to provide some form of cold during the hot periods and warm during the cold due to their natural insulation. Due to this, one does not have to incur high energy cost in fixing appliances like the fan and air conditioner, which inadvertently saves cost, keeps up to 7-degree cooler. There are others who believe that mud houses are healthy, with no irritant chemicals incorporated within the mixture of cause any allergic reactions, per replacement. Mud houses can be a source for solving socioeconomic problems where dwelling with issues of climate change, the overpollution of the air, the insulation, and a lot more. People are thinking that mud houses can be a better alternative and prevent or how a means of drastically reducing the issue and the threat of climate change. Mud houses can help in boosting social entrepreneur. Collectively, few men or women can be taken from one particular community and taught the art of making mud bricks. They can make those bricks and sell it to mud house contractors, which will really be a source of income. A group of youth can be organized to houses in different villages. These are alternatives for income generation. Next slide. Eco-terrorism. This can be viewed or imagined if we can have tourism based on eco. On this mode, all this will really attract tourists and will also be a source of income generation and revenue for the government also. Researchers, students, university, field visits, all this, it will be attraction to it. Next slide. Of recent times in Nigeria, some people were able to use to diffuse the use of bottles with mud houses, and it was really innovative, and it's also bulletproof, fireproof, and can withstand earthquake. Though I can't give a certain percentage of how accurate or concrete this information is, but that's what is meant to believe, because it's now been used with look at the example with bottles. And with these bottles is one of the way of reducing pollution, also re-innovating from the waste. You pick these bottles from the waste, you now fill it with mud and make a house out of it, which will be very beautiful. Okay, before I move forward, I think one of the advantages of mud houses is for environments that are highly populated and very scarce natural resources due to climate change, due to land for agriculture, for grazing, and which is a lot of one of the peculiar reasons that we're having or facing in sub-Saharan Africa today. Most of the triggers of conflict are due to these land resources. And because there is no availability of land resources, for example, in Nigeria, we're 200 million. And when we have the gazettes for open grazing, we're 66 million. So how can we bring this huge population to now use this land? So I think these mud houses will also be an alternative source of people living, and also will have to manage and mitigate land issues. Agaseke Rwandan Basket. This is really a beautiful project.
First, we can take Sir's opinion for the first assignment.
Yes, thank you again, team 3, and Sumaya, very well presented again. Very nice slides, by the way. Now, my comment for you guys, and I think one of the team also they asked. I think Ramli, she's the one who's contacted me.
Yes.
And this need to be tested anyway. The environment affect a lot mud houses. Now, again, I'm not equipped scientifically to judge whether this mud houses will work in, for example, sub-Saharan Sumaya, which is, again, maybe you can test that through a project. And then we can, if we test successful in Nigeria in specific areas, because Nigeria have similar environment to Mauritania in certain ways, and like a desert areas, then we can really test it in Nigeria, and I mean Mauritania, because Mauritania, again, the technicality of the people is low also. So we need people little bit technical, or who knows or have done mud houses. That's one issue. The other issue is that yes, mud houses can work in humid environment and in let's say environment where it's not desert, not dry. Does it work? I mean, as a cooling, and because we're talking about also cooling of the people, does it work really in that area? Again, this based on testing. So here, the major comment really is the team is that we need to test this, and we can really test that for sure. And we're going to spend money on that. I don't mind that, because it will bring different solutions. Now, unfortunately, also, and what I've seen in Mauritania, even though the people are poor and they don't manage to put 2 meals on their table per day, still they will tend to save, not to bring business, not to educate their children, but more to build black work, you know, like our Gulf countries, like rich countries. And they sit inside this black work, which they become, it is like again a closed heater inside the house. But this is the way I think people, they believe in building a house is the most secure thing for them, before education, before any other thing. So again, this is maybe a mindset change. If we manage to bring people in to make a good mud houses with good designs, and we've seen this in Morocco. Dr. Dunya, she enter now, and we've seen this. We visit many Morocco to have many of these mud houses where it is even now used even by rich people, because really inside is cool, cool compared to the weather outside, and it protects you from many environmental, changes and so on. And usually you find, especially where there is organic farming, especially like in areas in Morocco. So again, we can start even that with project relevant to farming. If we're gonna take farming projects, we can start that. Actually, we called also, we didn't finish that project, but one of the projects that we started is that people who come from the capital city would like to go to the suburbs or rural areas. They want to stay in a good place and they want to enjoy their time. We did a sample for a mud house, like a hotel with a service, and even the service, the breakfast, the sheets exchange, and so on, just to show that this can be also a good source for hospitality management services. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sumaya, you may continue, please.
Okay. This is a basket. So this assignment is about handcrafts, which is the project. A woman's socio-economic empowerment project. Next slide. Okay, Agaseke Handcraft Making Project. The vision for the project is to provide an opportunity for vulnerable, unemployed, and landless women by supporting themselves to create their own employment and sustainable livelihoods, thereby redeeming themselves and their families out of extreme poverty. The use of handcrafts to get a skill or to manifest a skill into something that will be fantastic. In Rwanda, most of the people below the average, below the poverty line are women. After the 1994 genocide in Rwanda, majority of women lost their male breadwinners. And as a result, many were forced to be the heads of the households. Majority of these are uneducated and do not have any skills, which makes it difficult to find normal and formal employment to sustain themselves and their families. Some of the women targeted under the project were widows, sex workers in the city of Kigali. Others were involved in hawking fruit and vegetables by the city streets. Women sold their product at giveaway prices, and this kind of business hardly supports their basic needs. In addition, hawking is an illegal business activity in the city. Agaseki Promotion Project therefore has a good workforce in market. Specific objective: to equip women and girls with weaving and life skill that will enable them to create their own jobs and earn sustainable income. That's one. To create a pool of professional handicraft women weavers in an area, to build women's and girls' capacities to become entrepreneurs, to create more employment and reduce poverty among women and girls, to use the project as a tool to promote peace, unity, reconciliation through working together in cooperatives, which will also include social cohesion. Next slide. Expanding the market in Rwanda and beyond. Selling as hawkers, selling in e-commerce sites, selling via social media, selling also to tourists. As for marketing, it depends on the quality. We'll provide it in the traditional market and then on the Amazon platform in order to sell and guarantee profits, in order to turn the project into a company. About 50 women will benefit from the project. The cost of the baskets ranges between 10,000 Rwanda currency and 300,000, depending on the size and market. That's 10 to 30 US dollars. And this is handmade crafts. The only expenses is for the yarns, about 2,000, and wages for crafters, they pay them 2,000 to 3,000 per day of their work. This can be customized according to orders by clients, taking it and if they want to make very good and big basket, this takes much yarn and also time. According to our research, we found that net profit is between 300 to 500 currency over there. 3,000 to 5,000 for local markets, which is equivalent to $10 to $150 for international market. The Asake basket sold in ecstasy for US dollars 120. Cost of making the basket doesn't exceed more than 10 US dollars. We want to bring the concept of cooperative and make this project. We have the skill force and materials required. We only need technological help, that's to enhance technical support and help those products reach global markets. The profit can aid in uplifting the workers from poverty. Thank you. I managed the time, right? Rimley?
Yes.
Okay. Time is up?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I think the best one who can comment on this for you, Sumaya and Ramli, is Dr. Dunya, because whatever I'm gonna say, she's gonna say it in a better way. So.
No, I think I'll be very biased because this is one of the projects that I think really we want it all over the world, but I think you will be better than me because I came late so a little bit. I don't want to.
And always we say, ladies and gentlemen, and this is a project that is very easy and we can make profit from it, but it cannot be approached in normal way. Okay, you mentioned something, Sumaya, is about putting it in Amazon and so on, which is not easy, by the way. Those who reach Amazon is you need to go through many difficult stages. I think now Godfrey have the experience, and I think also Paul is trying to do that, but it's not an easy process. But what we can do, especially in a country like Rwanda or Nigeria, even where we have tourists, or any country, where there is tourist area, you can bring good products that is having a mixture of tastes, which means, a mixture of this type of basket. It might be done with, for example, with some cloth from the country. So I am, for example, I am willing not to take this basket because I have it the same one, the one you showed, even the one in putting in Amazon. I have it near in front of my house. They are selling it in less than $10. But I'm willing to buy something from Nigeria or Rwanda that will have some cloth with it. It's been sewed with a cloth from the country. So Nigeria, will have this green, yellow, something like this of their colors. They're using Rwanda. They are using more of a blue, red, something like this. So this is where tourists will or people will take some souvenirs, and it not need to be even in large size. It might be small scale, where people will be encouraged to buy it, so that they can give it as a gift, or written, for example, the name of Rwanda, or write the name of the person on that basket. That's something that is will be unique. And for that, I said always, because why? Again, even though we are abundant people, they know how to use the scarcity thinkers mindset to sell to find opportunities. I am saying we are abundant people, right? As inspiration economy, but we always utilize the scarcity of the capital economy in selling, finding opportunities. Means that, for example, we need to really know where to sell these baskets. What is we integrate with this, as I said, cloth, names, maybe metal, whatever, that will enhance our product type and will make it like a small souvenir that people can take it, government embassies can take it, and so on in the beginning. So that we then, till we reach to it become a trend, and it can reach to the Amazon or other sites and so on. That's what is our, we've seen all over the world we travel. They have these local things and they are doing it, but they are not knowing how to sell it. Why we visited in Rwanda, the guys in Rwanda, they know that. We visited the place, which is they are selling like anything. Why? Because they arrange with the tourist guides that they bring these people and they show them that this is a social for a profit. Is they are helping widowed women, and they are writing the stories of widowed women, and at the same time they are producing high quality product, which is the integration of from these baskets with the the local cloth and so on. So this the same basket that we saw it sold, same basket with the cloth even, we saw it sold in another place in $5. They are selling it here in $15, for example, in that shop. Why? Because the tourist is coming there and they are selling the story. They are not selling the products. And this is where we need to focus on when we want to raise the profit margin. Okay. Yes, what you are saying, we need to focus on raising a profit margin. Yes, but where and how? That's what we need to really be creative about. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. All right, then moving on to the next team. We have team 1. Pratik.
Yes, can you share the share screen authority with me?
Sir, can you please make him?
Assalamu alaikum, sir. Good evening, everyone present over here. I am Salma Hussain, going to talk about mud house. What is mud house? A mud house is a building constructed with the soil excavated from the same land where the house is built. This soil is enhanced by natural activities, additives that are locally available like rice husk, paddy, straw, etc. Mud houses are also known as kacha houses. Change. So, history of mud house. Change. Change. Please change.
I am on the next slide. Is it reflecting?
Quickly change the slide.
I have changed the slide. Can you see it now?
Yes, please next slide. Yes. Materials required for construction of mud house like mud, wood, rope, bamboos, sticks, cow dung, hair leaves. Next slide. How mud houses are built. A mud house is building constructed with the soil excavated from the same land where the house is built. The soil is enhanced by natural additives that are locally available like rice, husk, paddy, stalks, etc. The soil is tempered by thoroughly breaking up, watering, and kneading the mulch into compressed, stabilized earth blocks, which are reusable and have high heat resisting capacity, thus slowing down the rate of temperature changing in the ambient air. Material cost of earth-based construction is only a fraction of the cost of the concrete house along with other conventional materials. However, labor is a major cost of mud house construction, but the brief side is labor intensiveness. Unlike fried bricks, the physical structure of sun-dried bricks does not change during the drying process. Please next slide. Importance of mud house. Mud house stay naturally cool and breathable and have proven to be healthy for us as well as the environment. Mud or earth is one of the most common building materials that has been used globally for centuries. Readily available all over the world, it is natural, peelable, and attains strength over time. No additional resources are needed while constructing mud houses. The mud excavated from the compound itself can be used for construction. In places where there are change of flooding, the foundation of the house is made using recycled brick. Mud can also be recycled, and so it is environmentally friendly. Mud is cheap, is a breathable material, and helps to maintain fairly even temperatures inside the house. Mud bricks usually only require earth and the energy of the sun, so have very low embedded energy and environmental impact. Please change the slide. There are several reasons why mud houses are important and how they first one is strong study and disaster resistant. A disaster resistant house is Barmar district of Rajasthan. Mud brick is stabilized, can prove to be solid and durable construction material for walls and floors. It can last centuries without developing cracks even during earthquake or floods. Second is thermal insulation. Have you ever wondered why houses made of mud walls have moderate temperatures irrespective of the season? That's because mud walls are naturally insulated, providing thermal comfort inside the house. During soaring summer, the inside temperature will be lower, while in winters, the mud walls will comfort you with their warmth. Additionally, the pores also allow a cool breeze to enter the house. Third is recyclable. Why recycling has become a buzzword for environmental preservation? Today, mud house have been silently doing that for ages. When when dismantled, mud houses are recyclable or reusable. This sustainable feature also lowers the overall construction cost. Third is biodegradable. Thanks to consumerism, we are surrounded by materials like plastic, metal, glasses, and copper that take years or to decompose. Mud is an excellent example of a circular economy. It easily goes back to nature for where it came. Fifth is cost effective. Due to its abundance, mud or rammed earth can be pursued uh, at reasonable rates. Besides, it is a locally available material that reduce or mitigates transportation cost. Six is compatibility. There are basic construction techniques to build a mud house that depend on climatic conditions, location, and its size. First is pop, adobe the wattle, and dub the rammed earth technique. Seven is, please change the slide. Seven is carbon footprint. In the 21st century, cement became a substitute for mud and go-to material for most architects. Its comparison mud has negligible carbon footprint as it is recyclable and can excavated from the earth. Plus, it is sourced locally, eliminating transportation. Please change the slide.
Please make
Mud
sure
houses
to
in
look
India.
at the time. Team 1.
Okay, there are some okay. There are some pictures of mud houses in India. Fun fact: in parts of Karnataka, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan, the roof of traditional house have mud sandwiched between mud and timber layers. Famous villages that promote the concept of mud houses in India. First is Bishnoi village. It is located in Jodhpur, Rajasthan. It is known for its sustainable lifestyle. Please change the slide. Bijayapur village. Second is Bijayapur village. It is located in Rajasthan. The village is the village is relatively unknown, yet it is one of the most unique and fascinating village in Rajasthan. Third is Kimsar village. The traditionally rooted village in Rajasthan is situated on the edge of desert. Change. What gives the material so much potential importance in India? Please change the slide. Inherent advantages of mud in India. Please change. Mud houses in other countries. Just as its name implies, Desigram in Taras Upazila in Sriganj is truly a traditional village. At most of its inhabitants are still carrying on a centuries-old tradition of living in mud house. The village has a little over 400 houses, and majority of those, more or less 350 are made of mud. Please change. Promoting the concept of mud house. When we talk about smart villages, it should be sustainable, desirable, affordable, replaceable, and technology. The villagers have all potential of developmental socially, scientifically, economically, and environmentally. If we understand the ecosystem of the India village, truly there are all the opportunities and avenues to make our village and our country sustainably developing nation. In rural house, climatic, cultural, ecological, economic, health, social, and spatial sustainability are the dimensions of sustainability which are essential of integrated development planning of smart villages. A smart village house. Please change. Companies promote the concept of mud house. Urban Heart. Urban Heart is India's most respected and trusted mud house contractors, builders, designers, and educators. Please change. Starbucks Cafe. It is located in Marsa, Dubai, United Arab Emirates. It is one of the most visited cafe in Dubai. The cafe was initially viral on the internet. People love the concept. Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot, Salma. Really exciting, and you gave us more information than the previous the presentation. Now, maybe I'm not sure about Assam. I know you never mentioned something about Assam since you are in Assam. Do you have an Assam mud houses? I don't remember I've seen mud houses in Assam.
Yes, sir.
Okay, maybe anyway, I don't remember. Yani now, anyway, I remember that I've seen the people living in this palm tree. I mean, from the plants, but mud houses, I don't remember. Anyway, so why didn't you speak about this experience and how much it cost? I think this is my comment. Maybe Godfred will tell us, because I remember in Ghana, in northern Ghana, mostly there is mud houses actually. But when you talked about, before we talk actually about the cafe, really I remembered that all our houses in the Arab countries, going now back to Mauritania issue, because Mauritania needs such type of approach because the poverty is so high, is that we most of our Arab houses, maybe even our great grandfathers, they lived in these mud houses. Actually, most of the even holy places in in Mecca, Medina, these places in Saudi Arabia, they still have some museums that you visit that have made from mud houses. So I have to say is that, I reiterate whatever I said, is that mud houses can be done in Arabian weather or in desert weather, but maybe it needs more, let's say, techniques to bring it now to modern life, or to bring it to be accepted by people, because unfortunately the unhealthy block work made from cement is the trend even among the poor. The other issue that maybe you also triggered you brought an insight for us on that, is that mud houses, the collection of mud houses in a specific area, it's a source for ecotourism. And I remember I used to say to Godfred, all the way when we started to go from the middle to the north of the country of Ghana, is that all this area is like ecotourism, because it's greenery, it have all the life, it have all the the cattle, it have all the things, and the houses are very unique compared to the to the global city, or the city Accra, their capital city, and so on. Okay, so I believe is that now what we need, I think maybe we need a group, make a team. Just now I'm loud thinking, made a team that would be specialized in this issue, and like maybe like a company even, okay, that will specialize, starting from a specific country, we'll do models, and we'll go to other country, and we start to do that, especially if this is affordable and can bring also a solution to problems, because we in inspiration economy, we bring solution to problems. We don't give, we are not social we are not charity organization to build house, but what we can do, we can show through models, and this how much this house help to improve their life, help to improve their social status, or made them focus on other issues relevant to family stability, education, blah blah. Okay, thank you.
A very warm evening to everyone. I'm Avantika Gogoi on behalf of Team 1. The team includes Pratik, Salman, Ihashri, and me. So, let us discuss about the project that is driven by the inspiration economy concept, and where we can vocal the local and work for the local and support them. Our project is about nature bag. Next slide, please. Let us discuss about the product details. These are products made of materials mostly available in the nature. The bags will vary in the nature, and the model of project is nature bag. We will ensure a variety of range of bags. Our community target is that the project will be implicated in communities that already make nature bags or are skilled in crafting certain materials. Most communities that practice crafting and making product which shows as available in nature are marginalized. Next slide. Types of products by nature bags: straw bags, water hyacinth bags, canoe bags, jute bags integrated with nature, such as bamboo, oats, etc., cloth bags integrated with nature, special edition bags that is cultural, many more bags like exploratory approaches. Why Project Nature Bags? Because crafting is essential to multiple marginal communities around the globe. It helps us become vocal for local and gives an opportunity to promote them from local to global. It is not just about the product, but also the people that get empowered along with it. Apart from being very nature friendly and efficient, it will help promote individual cultures and communities. So let us begin with threats. The biggest threat to this project will be already established and highly competitive market for bags. There might be threats for over-availability of product of this genre in the market. Threats such as copying of choice products specific to communities might have some cultural appropriation issues as well. Next slide, please. While we are ample of threats, there are massive opportunities too. There is an opportunity of redefining the product and the market. The project utilizes already available product that are usually seen as waste or of no use. Global recognition and inspiration other people to redefine their product and launch them with a vision. So let us discuss about the weakness we shall overcome. Pratik, the screen is not visible. Yeah. It is necessary for, I'm literally sorry, it is necessary to point out one's weakness before the project launches. Its major weakness is the project like this have been launched in the past and have failed in the market. Initially, the production rate will be slow and hence only a handful of product will be supplied. The access to market could be broken based on what community and geography we work in. Next slide, please. Strengths, the power lies within this project is it will help empower multiple communities and the model is inspiration economy based, which can be adopted anywhere with a very little budgeting. The raw material are easily available and the manufacturers are already skilled. It is pitch into product and take it to the global market. The product are already ready and need a proper marketing. Requirement of the project, making a model instead of inventing a product, scouting of communities and talent in crafting and marketing, promotion, unique marketing tactics and logistics, storytelling approaches in market, the product prime focus on gender equality by making project coordinators from the community of all genders, capacity building on workshop provision as well. Next slide. As we say, act local, think global. Strategy is local to global. The promotional video that integrates the culture of the community that crafts these products, our music, visual, story, and narrative of the community will be authentic. Users of various social media platforms to promote the product, the potential of social media is immense. Also, as we know, traditional method of sale will be used. Product will have a story, a message for the community that curates the product. The packaging will be authentic to the community as well. As we already mentioned, logistic might be an issue with this project based on the multiple factors, but the attempt will made to find cost-effective way of transporting the product. Vendors that have interest in developing a community will be connected. Air transport and rail will be the most cost-effective. And in return, that would enhance the beneficiaries' qualities of life is that this project will help empower communities and various gender of the communities. It will ensure community participation and empowerment from within, a sense of inspiration from the younger generation, except for all the economic opportunities and training, individual communities will have an opportunity to come out of the shadow and showcase their stories and cultures. And by this, we have come to an end. Thank you from Team 1.
Okay, what is the name of your name, the presenter name?
My name is Avantika.
Avantika, okay. Okay, thanks a lot, Avantika. What do you mean by just have to clarify? You said the product is already ready and need marketing. You mean ready? It is ready in Assam. The product you are talking about, the bags. Am I right? or what?
Yes, sir. We are working on it.
I are working on it. Okay. It is relevant to the Bamboo project, relevant to
Yes,
generation of
sir.
Assam.
Yeah, sir. It is more or less same. Like we are working on like keynotes and strawbacks, etc. Such materials.
So it is under the social for profit project, yani, with the Paul, or you are. This is another one that is ready, and you are gonna buy it.
Yeah, we just started working on it. It is not yet ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now. Yeah, okay. So anyway, interesting. As I said previously, similar to tailoring, similar to many other projects like baskets and so on. The idea is not only the making. The idea is the selling. So we need to focus on where to sell. And I think one of the things is that we need to emphasize how we break this, chain. Our creativity not only in the production of the product itself, and what are needed in the market, but how we sell it and how we make it a trend so that people will buy it and buy it in a good price. Because if you produce with a low price, you did not work for eliminating poverty. You might work for alleviating poverty. And you give people a job for a day. But in the long run, you might not sustain because you can't make enough profit margin for them. They will look for other job, or they will not be focused for this job. And even for you, you'll not be focused for this type of work. So the more we manage to really see how this product will be sold, yani always think in the end of the line when you do a product. Don't think only in the production side. Think on the selling side. The more you understand the selling side and back, and we call it this one reverse engineering. We come back step by step till we reach the product. Because this type of product is sold, I need to do such type of type of production. Okay, and this type of branding, and even it affect our branding. Okay, so I believe that and Assam is equipped, or lots of I think this type of product still it is in demand because youth is increasing. Youth they don't like now traditional what is it, leather bags. They like this to support eco-friendly bags. This is a trend among youth around the world. But again, you need to know how to sell it and how to reach these type of youth that would appreciate and will give it the right price. You don't want to make a huge profit, but at least a profit that will help to produce better bags. I think Dr. Dunya having comments. If she want to talk, she's better.
Recently now, this is, I don't know if you have idea that recently, this is the trend in all brands bag. So if you go for the new line of Gucci and the others, all this, the last 2 years, they are using this style, going back to it. So there is an international trend and movement. Before it was used only like a beach bag or like this. But after having them in high-end branded project, people are getting back to it. Especially that they are putting a story with it, that this is going to natural and organic and, but they don't have the story of who is doing it and who's getting the profit. So I think versus the brand, you will have the story. So of who will benefit of it. And you need to utilize and capitalize on this thing. So it's going to be sold as a high-ended product.
And each bag, she's talking not about only the type of number of bags, and this is high. Maybe each type of bag will have a story. And inside it, a story about this is made by this lady who support orphans, or support like this, or something like this, or a widow, or something like this, or a girl that doesn't have a job, okay, and so on. Okay.
So in Thailand and the area and that they sell the bag, for example, with a story that this is brand of these 5 ladies. This is the brand of this lady, and they have their letters. Even they make the story as a logo when they sell it. So there, you can search, and there are lots of experiences around this story. Thank you.
You excited, Dr. Dunya, when you talked about bags. Yeah, yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. Okay.
So on this line only, I saw it in Shark Tank. There was one episode where one such product where every person that was benefiting from this project, like they had the story of one individual printed out in the product where like this guy is being benefited. So the entire history of how the child is getting benefited or how what was his story and how he's benefiting because we bought this product.
Right.
So that was one concept that's used.
And also, by the way, you can notice now even restaurants, they now try to give you a story behind their product. And if you buy, for example, this sandwich, this much is going for this people. Okay, so people is buying. Yeah, this is part of the value added, no? Because any product will have value added, and this they are increasing the value added because they know this youth, this your generation now is, especially your generation and next generation, I'm not sure about, but your generation is value driven. They like to see values and the products they are buying. So that's again something that is we should put it part of the marketing scheme. Yeah.
Thank you, sir and ma'am. So we are moving to the next team now. We have team 2. Farheen, are you ready?
Hello. First of all, thank you for this opportunity. I'm going to share the screen. First, my friend. So I'm just going to share my screen, okay?
All right.
I'm
Good
not
evening.
able to share my screen. I have to become the host for that. So can you please make me?
So you want to make you co-host now?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm not being
Okay.
able to
Okay,
share
go
my
ahead.
screen.
Go ahead.
Sure. I guess I am visible now. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Good evening to you all. My name is Gipsy Kundeni from Ghana, and my team leader is Mr. Goffred Becker. And this evening, I'm representing with my sister, Parin. So, first of all, I'll realize that centuries ago, people lived in mud houses. But then for this study, we had decided to focus basically on Ghana, the northern part of Ghana, that is Upper East, Bogatanga to be precise. Bogatanga is bordered with Burkina Faso and is populated with about 66,685 people. That was about 10 years ago after the population census was conducted. Now, about the climate change. Climate change is affecting every country and continent, and people are experiencing the significant impact of climate change, which include changing weather patterns, rising sea levels, and more extreme weather events. The greenhouse emissions from human activities are driving climate change and climate to rise. They are now at the highest level in history. The poorest and the most vulnerable people are being affected the most. Next slide, please. Okay, so to address the climate change, nations will have to adapt affordable and scalable solutions now available in building. So we think they should go into mud houses. They should build mud houses, which can help enclose household members from both extreme cold and hot weather. Next slide, please. Yes, next slide. Okay, so I would like to talk briefly about Bogatanga and the process of which they build their houses, the mud houses. So from Bogatanga, how they build their mud houses, they use the thatched, which is the grass for the roofing. They add cow dung and grass to the mud. Okay, so first of all, they dig the earth to get the clay from the ground. They mix it with cow dung, and then some add grass to it. And the reason for this is to make it resistant to harsh weather, like the harmattan and the heavy rains, so that
the mud house or the building wouldn't break down. Next slide, please. So some advantages of mud houses includes it's good resistance to fire. It is soundproofing. It's better because when the weather is hot, the room temperature is cold, and when the weather is cold, this building can actually stand for several years without falling. Next slide. So per this assignment, I made a little research from Dr. Buheje's handbook. The resilient economy, and it's considered one of the challenges, and in the same, the opportunities for resilience economy. With branding, we communicate strategy that expose the brand and create a brand to build it that drives short-term results. Next slide, please. All right. So how do we think we can promote mud houses? In our countries or within our bank. And this special mosque was made with mud and sticks. So from the picture, you can see that. And then we have a place in the north called Wana Palace. The palace is also made with the mud. And the building is so beautiful. Tourists come around to see and have a look and take pictures of it. And we also have some hotels, very big and popular hotels in West Africa, in Ghana, which are made with the thatch, that's the grass for the roofing of some parts of the hotel. And okay, next slide, please. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, please go back a little. Sorry. And so one way we think, okay, as advocates for climate change, we think that churches and more and places where people are crowded mostly should try to build mud houses. Since the mud houses is good and the room temperature in the mud house is cold, which is very good because most of the hotels or the churches, they depend on air conditioner, which is so expensive and also have health implications on us. So we suggest that it would be good they go for this natural buildings, that's the mud houses, so that they can experience nature the more. So that's one way we are suggesting. Next slide, please. So one of the main issues under education when we talk about socioeconomic problems in Bolgatanga and its community is inadequate classrooms for students to stay in and study. So most of the times when you go to the community, students are outside, they're not getting places to sit to study. And then we think that one way to solve this problem is that the community members who already know how to build mud houses can come together with the support of stakeholders to build more structures as a classroom. And also there are some stones in the community which is so beautiful, and this can be used to brand the classrooms so that the children wouldn't feel their living home because their houses are already mud houses. But then with this special branding, they will feel they are in classroom and it will enhance their studies. Okay, so basically all these materials used in building the mud houses are things that are that can be found in the community from the roofing to the foundation. And so they don't have to spend much. It's so cheap that they can all do this. Thank you. So I'll hand over to my colleague Farren to take over.
Thank you so much, Kirti. Jyotis sir, do you want to comment something about it, or should I move forward?
Yes. First of all, thank you again. Despite this is the third team that they present about mud houses, but still every team is giving us another perspective. And this shows the strength again of you guys when you work as a multinational and multidisciplinary approach. But yet, and this is maybe I ask Godfred, maybe I think even he's more equipped than Paul to give me prices, how much it costs to build a mud house. Let's say we inspiration economy, Godfred, I'm just now, I love thinking, decided to make a hotel of, let's say, 5 rooms, starting with 5 rooms. Okay, and we want to target to sell this hotel in the north, in Airbnb, for example, or somewhere anywhere people will get to know us even from internet. Okay, how much it costs us? This is what I need to know. And also how much it costs if we go for a classroom, or if we go for our own building. As the inspiration economy, we're trying to build like a small buildings for our, to sustain our projects and so on. Same thing this for Paul, by the way. I'm just now thinking, and for all of you. I mean, in the future, you are all of you, for me, the potential candidates like Godfred and like Paul and so on. Or if we are going to donate, make a donation in Mauritania for public area, like for a school, as you said, or a classroom or something like this. I think, especially that we are working in a minimal budget, and this goes along with what Gifty and Farhana, sorry, mentioned also, or I think Gifty, she's presented, is about the resilience economy, because this will emphasize in this time how much we can do very little. And even though we are having problem in environment, but you are using the opportunities that is missing opportunities, or the ones that we left long time ago, because all of us, we go into civilization. Even those who had mud houses, they dream to have a cement houses, unfortunately, which is not healthy. And maybe now lots of people are talking, this is the source of cancer. We have lots of cancer in the Gulf area, where once you see that there is rich people or people coming middle class, you see them, they are more obese, more having non-communicable diseases like diabetes, like blood pressure and so on. Besides, they're having cancer. And maybe one of the reasons, because they say that these type of heat, radiation that is coming from the cement blocks itself is affecting the health of the people. So we're gonna do lots of things if we start either with public space instead of doing for per family, because we cannot afford to do this for family. We need to do the model, and we own it for some time before giving it away or selling it, or giving it to the community and so on, so that we make our own experiments about it. Just loud thinking, I'm saying this to all the team members, study for us the cost, and study for us what type of general project we can come up in your specific communities. We are having now specific communities. We have in Mauritania specific community we know that we are working on. Ghana, we know that Godfred, he knows in the north, he's working on. And we have the Assam community, and we have the Rwanda community. So these 4 places are the main ones, at least for now. And Nigeria, of course, which is coming on, inshallah, especially with the commitment of the Nigerians. I always say that we need the committed people in order to start projects there. So if we can manage to do these with a small amount of money, and let's say within $1,000 at the beginning, and then we can build on it, that will be great. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your words, sir. We're really looking forward to learn more from you. So now let me come on assignment 4.
This is not a learning, by the way, Farhana, don't underestimate. This is a commitment. This is a recorded commitment. Yes. And now it depends on you guys and how much you are willing to take this commitment. Because once I say something, I'm committed to it. How much you are willing to go and do the extra work behind that. Okay. Especially guys, like Godfred and Paul, I expect this from them, because this is the opportunity for us, and it brings for them income. At the same time, it ensure we are pushing this again in different way as an inspiration or resilience. Thank
you. So now let me come on assignment 4, topic 2. So as my friend already spoken about Volta Ganga, which is in Ghana, and now, so I'm not going to speak more about the region. I'm going to directly come upon our project. So this is the map of Ghana for your reference only. So Bolgatanga name was derived from the Gurshi word Bolba, which means migrants, and the Tanya pyramid. Historically, Bolgatanga was situated at the southern terminus of Asian Trans-Saharan trade route. The eastern road converged with the Sahelian road near Bolgatanga. Along the road, handicrafts, especially straw baskets, hats, and fans, as well as leather, goods, metal, jewelry, and indigenous attires were exchanged for cola nuts and salt. The Upper East region, where Bolgatanga lies presently, is a part of what used to be known as the Upper region between 1902 and 1960. The Northern Territory was a British colony at that time. It was separated into 1960. The Upper region was appropriated into Upper East and Upper West region in 1983. The inhabitants of Bolgatanga migrated from a new community in Kasane Municipal Tanju. The Apoka Bears of Bukare, a community in Bolgatanga, were led by Apuka Karayan. Communities in Bolgatanga are Atul Babisi, Dagpil, Bukeri, Soy, Yari Gabisi, Jorangi, Poloki, Tinda Moliga, Gumbisi, Jonga. And sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, it's a bit hard for me to pronounce, but I'm trying. So this is the map of Bolgatanga, the region where we are locating and the community we are targeting on for our project. The Upper East region of Ghana is known to be the mirrors of authentic handicraft products, widely and popularly known as the craft center in the Upper East region. Bolgatanga is famous for the production of Bolga hats, straw baskets, leatherworks, and most importantly, market vendors, which fall on every third day of the week. Bolgatanga, Tamali, Yendi, Baku, Wa, Navarongu, Davaya, Gushie, and Kapatinga are the main weaving areas in northern Ghana. These weaving communities are commonly identified with the smoke produce, which are aesthetically and symbolically produced by high-skilled weavers. So now let us first come on smoke weaving, our project idea. In northern Ghana, the smoke is widely known and called locally as fugu or batakari. How it is produced? This is a very important question when we are saying that we are thinking of producing this. These are traditionally made up of cotton yarns with some specific color schemes, notably indigo, black, red, blue, and white in various shades. These color shades, according to Seki, were obtained by dyeing cotton yarns with vegetable dyes, a practice which is still employed by weavers in few parts of North, especially in Dabaoya. In addition to the aforementioned color scheme, weavers in modern time make use of synthetic color yarn with varying shades such as yellow, pink, purple, orange, green, and among others to produce colorful smoke with strip and are woven in a wrap face structure with symbolic connotation which are suitable for events such as weddings, funerals, naming ceremony, and festivals, etc. In this light, weavers put in effort to arrange colorful patterns in the wrap, bearing in mind the symbolic and aesthetic values due to the fact that the web would be invisible. This has, however, changed in recent times due in part to weavers making the web visible at a point in some portion of the wave, adding to its aesthetic and marketability. Decline in trade and production of smoke. The smoke fugu industry in Upper East region of Ghana is one that offers employment opportunity to many, both educated and uneducated alike. So successive governments have made several pronouncements to help boost the industry. It is still bedeviled with many challenges. The smoke fugu industry in the Upper East region, which is subsector in the textile industry in Ghana, is not witnessing speedy growth from many people, including women now engaged in the weaving, reveal that the scarcity of cotton and other yarns is one of the cost of production. The weavers explain that the high cost of material is making them not break even through their products are patronized. They travel far and wide to purchase threads for weaving. Due to scarcity, middlemen have also taken advantage of selling the yarns at exorbitant prices. Furthermore, the two communities relatively lack the needed infrastructure for the weaving process. And this is all is leading to raising poverty in the region, which is also increasing unemployment and especially in women workforce as involved in the smoke weaving is in a higher number. So let me tell you some sentences or words that are said by the community people of Bolgatanga in an interview. A person from Bolgatanga said, Secretary to the Bolgatanga Smoke Weavers Association, that is Mohammed Ismail, called on relevant authorities, especially the government, to create an avenue for them to showcase their products to their international market. Another person said, "We don't like it when you keep on doing the traditional ways of business. If the government can help create the avenue of doing business in the international communities, we'll be forever be grateful. It will also help us shape the cost of doing business, thereby reducing the prices of smoke, which an ordinary person can't buy," he added. And another person, he said, the regional minister and export authority in the region should take it up as the initiative to promote the smoke. The smoke is not just an ordinary cloth. Remember, it says heavy and white do not like heavy clothes, but with proper marketing and education, I believe things will be fine. If smoke is properly marketed, it will help to reduce poverty level amongst people in this region, he added. So these are some words that the people of the Volga community said in an interview. So now let us come to another idea, that is Bolga basket. Bolga Tanga community is known for its Bolga basket, or we can say Bolga baskets arrived from this community. It's originated from this place. Artisans in the Bolga Tanga region of Ghana weave this beautiful and durable basket from thick tug elephant grass. Bolga baskets stand up to use and abuse and remain functional and beautiful for years. They're used for shopping, storage, picnic, home decor, etc. Volga baskets are made by intricate weaving of long straw of dried elephant grass bought by artisans in big bundles from markets. The natural grass lends to the basket. They are flexible and allows the weavers to create wonderful patterns and shapes. How long does it take to make a Bolga basket? There are a variety of different handles, but all are made with a sturdy wrapping technique around a grass core. Leather handles are skillfully applied by local leather workers. A medium basket takes about 3 days. Some shapes and patterns are more difficult to weave and take longer. Now, another question, how it is made? Polga baskets are made with straw. Straw is collected and split. First, the artisan will gather this grass that is eventually woven in this basket. And let me tell you, this grass is grown locally there. Then it is rolled for a texture. Straw is dried to give vibrant colors. Then the weaving begins. The weaving continues until the finishing touches are added. Why we are choosing Bolga Tanga baskets weaving here also? Handicrafts, including those found in fair trade initiatives, have become a massive market spanning all across the globe. Furthermore, handicraft production is a major form of employment in many developing countries and often a significant part of export economy. Also, countries like China, Vietnam, and India have dominated the handicraft market. Many African countries, including Ghana, have tapped into this market and found early success. According to Global Market Assessment for Handicrafts in 2006, market experts believe Ghana, along with South Africa, have most competitive products and therefore the most potential for export capacity in Africa. Ghanaian export within the handicraft market has increased from 2 million in 1995 to 14.9 million in 2001. However, a year later, the export decreased slightly to 11.3 million in 2002. Even with such a decline, a recent CNN article estimates the Ghana non-traditional export sector, which weaving falls under, contributes about 20% to the country's export rate. The size and scope of the handicraft market within Ghana suggests that market might be an opportunity for the country in regard to economic growth and development. So here, let me summarize you all our idea. Smoke has become an international cloth with its colorful design. It is produced to meet the tastes and uses of current trend in fashion. Studies sought to investigate the importance of smoke weaving as an avenue for self-employment. Studies found that smoke weaving constitutes a means of employment for the youth. Therefore, it can be concluded that investing in the business will promote employment in the long run. However, lack of good training to help equip the youth with more skills and attitude is absent. And speaking about majority of indigenous, however, depend heavily on baskets weaving to earn extra income to supplement grains made for sustenance farming, fish trading, and rearing of animals. Over the years, sale of baskets have fallen drastically, largely due to state production. This is precisely affecting the earning of the artisans there. The African Craft Design Initiative therefore aims to develop a range of innovative woven products to boost the fortune of the industry. Our idea is to get involved with the Bolga Tanga community and give them the needed workplace that they need, the equipment, and teach them how to compete with the modern global market. The concept of commercialization, as we have already seen, that they have the required raw materials and skills already. They don't need that. But what they need is the need of knowledge of being commercialized in a workplace. They don't have the startup kit and capital investment. And our aim is to provide them the things that they are lacking and make them sustainably economic development. Our plan is research and field study at Bolgatanga, setting up a workplace and get the capital investment that they need, making the local communities involved and get them started, teaching and guiding them about global market, which they don't have any idea. Making a website to sell the produce as well as will make the product available in online shopping sites and promote the products over social media. As well, we all know and have an idea of the power of social media. For online shopping and also in local markets will make the product available so that the tourists visiting the place can also buy it as a souvenir and achieve the goal of making the Bolga Tanga community economically sustainable and be vocal for the local. And last, the SDGs that we are going to target through this is no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, decent work and economic growth, industry innovation and infrastructure, reduce inequality, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption, production, climate action, peace and justice, strong institution partnership to achieve the goals. That's our SDGs that we are targeting through our whole project on Bolgatanga community. And at present, how the Bolgatanga community is suffering, we want to reduce their poverty status and give them a sustainable economic life. That's our project. Thank you so much. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot, Farhan. What I like
Thank you,
is
sir.
that the spirit you are presenting, as if you are from Ghana, and if that's what shows the power of this internship group. I thank you and thank also Godfred and his team in Ghana that giving you such information. Now,
Thank you so much,
I'm not
sir.
sure, Godfred, you can answer me in the chat. This region is stable? Is it not little bit dangerous? Because I remember we discussed about this visiting this region. That's one
Yes,
issue.
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very stable, sir. It's
Okay,
very
great.
stable.
Okay, great. The other issue is that we talked about the product of smoke weaver and Belga baskets. A smoke weaver is very nationalized product. And that I was given gift, I think, from these guys when I visited Ghana for with one of these weavers. I think it's more, so far, it is not yet well known internationally, unless you can bring, you overcome this my preservation and any other person who look at the big picture preservation, the limitation of the product. Always avoid a limitation of the product, I mean, from a specific taste or a specific community. And if you bring it to this region, nobody will buy it. But if you develop it and make it maybe integrate with our women scarf or with abaya or with our national cloth, will buy it. The same thing for, I think, I think Black Americans, they are buying this because it is a little bit heavy. So it's good for the cold weather. They put it also, I've seen it in America, New York, before even I visit Ghana. Now, for that, I would advise all such products, even I advise the previous teams, and now we need to bring designers. This is, we pay for that designer, even if they take $200, $300, if we know that this is gonna give us a benefit. Same when I think when I said to Godfred, improve your packaging, because people will buy 50% will buy based on what they see visual. Like we are eating, for when we eat, we like to see things. Also, when we buy things, we like to see it in a proper way. So this is maybe point number one. But always I feel sometimes you forget the idea and always present about the community, not about the idea. This is, I've been repeating this since the first time, and I'll emphasize this again in the last, these next weeks, once we start to work on the projects and so on. Our goal in inspiration economy is not bringing innovative products. Our goal in inspiration economy, even, it's not to eliminate only poverty. Our goal is to find opportunities inside the problems and show that inspiration is a currency that is available everywhere, but we need to explore it, exploit it, so that people can see it. Then we can use it for eliminating chronic issues or complex issues like poverty, like youth unemployment, youth migration, family or community instability, and so on. That's our goal. Once we know our goal, we're gonna say, okay, now this type of community, because they have such type of problem, like poverty, like youth migration, like community instability, whatever, or they are having low profit margin, whatever. They have this skill. What skill they have? So I'm telling you the process of thinking of inspiration engineering, because inspiration economy is based on inspiration engineering, which we brought in a book called Breaking the Shield, by the way, which maybe you could read. This is one of our early books called Breaking the Shield. How we break the shield, the barrier that we don't see things sometime in a proper way. Once we see that this community have this skill and this project will solve for them this complex problem, or will alleviate it, then we start to invest on this project. So it's very important. It's not about ideas, because we are not a charity organization. We are even not social for profit. We use social profit as a tool towards our goal. So that's maybe something I'm commenting on. Now, coming back to the country, Ghana is in a better place to sell to America, for example. I don't know about America now. Everybody's shaking up now. Okay, but I'm saying in general, Ghana is in a better place to sell to United States than India, for example. Why? Because now they have this, what we call the 500 years from slavery, okay, or after slavery, which is a lot of black Americans. They are opening actually their own business depending on Ghana products or African products, and Ghana is becoming like the source. Maybe because Ghana is this, also near to United States, and because Ghana was one of the most popular places beside Tanzania, okay, where the slaves were used to be taken to to Europe, to America, to Arab world, blah blah blah. Okay, so I think this is a good point, and we can use this. So what we need then, we need to open links with these people who's in the United States, who's selling African products, and they are in thousands now. If you Google, even if you just enter YouTube, you'll see thousands of people they are talking about this. I sent to a good friend in the beginning. I told him, see how many people they are talking about. Depending on the products from Africa, they bring it and they sell it in, and it's going like very quickly. Why? Because first it's low price, they are making good profit margin from it, of course. Second thing is that many people in America, they have this sense or value, okay, that they want to support the poor people, or want to support communities to develop and so on. Okay, now also Ghana, from my experience of visiting with Godfred, the north, even the south, okay, is about, I mean Accra at least, is that they have many artisans and many designers, and they are an affordable price. Again, we should use these artisans to again bring product mix that I mentioned earlier. Mix the product, weavers maybe with a basket, okay, they come together, so that we can bring a product that can be commercialized, and unique products, and it's like another version of the baskets, of the Balga baskets, or another version of the smoke weaver dress that they have in Ghana and so on. Maybe this is my general comment. I'm not sure, Godfred, if you have any comments on this also.
Yes, absolutely. These are some of the things that are very, very common. You'd find that many of the rural communities in the country are basically engaged in this activity, which is at least doing a bit for them, because they're able to fend for themselves, provide for their basic needs. So these are things that when we focus on, we are going to realize that majority of the people in the rural areas are going to benefit from. And funny enough, most of these things come from the rural communities to the cities, just like you mentioned in Accra, where is the main center point for business. So most of these products are from the rural areas, from Bolga, all the way from Bolga in the north, and travels like 14 hours to Accra to make sales, and it's doing so well. So if we are able to focus on working on the branding and then providing markets and working on other important things just to make sure this product goes fast and reach to a wider audience in a global community, we're going to realize that most of these communities are going to be doing well.
Sorry, you can start by now, for example, even now, just I'm loud thinking, and with your product, if someone buy that much of you know, of your cheaper you know, products, you are giving away, for example, one basket of this with your brand again, the same brand basket, for example. Oh, then if I buy 12 of these you know, your boxes of the cheaper, I will get that and this basket. So I encourage not only to buy to take the basket, because I'm buying the 12, you know, once I'm getting the basket free. So this may be something that you can start with. Yani. Also, this is something that you can test from now. Yeah.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
Ma'am, do you have any comments on this?
No, just I want to emphasize in what Dr. Muhammad was saying, that what will make projects more unique and more wanted when you really mix the projects together. It's going to be high in value. What making some projects coming from these countries are yani, unwanted or unvalued because, for example, each group, for example, the tailor, they do it in their way. People who work in basket, they do it in one way. They don't mix the things. So it's not going to be presented in the modern way or in the way that we use it. So the more now, if you just go think about all these projects you have done, and you can see what are the things that you can mix with each other, it's going to bring the product for a more high-ended product and more wanted product.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much. So we'll be moving on to the last presentation. Team 4. And I'll do the slide share.
Hello?
Yes, just a moment.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mjinje Emmanuel Ali. So, them this evening. So I'm happy to be them this evening. So our presentation is made of 2 assignments. First is follow Ahmad House, and the second question is about model project. So we can start with the first question or first assignment of Mud House. So Mud House, next slide. Mud House is a constructed house or building with a soil dug from the same land where the house is buried. It means that the soil used to build that mud house is from where the house is going to be buried. So mud houses are mostly built in rural areas or undeveloped areas because they are affordable for the poor people. So in this case study, we have recorded our field study in Rwanda. This is a country located in East Africa. It has estimated population of 13 million of population. So most in Rwanda, mud house, especially those who live in rural areas or countryside, they use the soil mixed with water to build a house, and using trees, so with roofing of clay tiles. Next slide. So in Rwanda, most people, they use the family members and a few workers, especially mason, to build that mud house. Next slide. Requirements for building a mud house. First of all, to build a mud house, you need a building site or a plot where you will build a house. It is mainly require at least 25 meters of wheels. As you have said, we have made a case study in Rwanda. So most people in Rwanda, they try to build a small house. When they want to build a mud house, they tend to build a small house that acquire at least 25 meters of length and 20 meters of width as the plot. Second requirements for building mud house, it is a tools, building tools, include who, machetes or panga. Next slide. The required tools include bricks, frame, and it is a tools that used to give a form to the bricks, pickaxe, string, paint, sprite level, nails, and hammer. So there is so many tools that they used in building mud house, but it's a cheap tools that may be afforded by everyone. For example, hose, it costs $2 to afford the hose. In Rwanda, most people who build the mud house, they afford, they have buy that tools. Next slide. So another requirements for building a mud house, it is a trees for roofing. Also a trees for supporting. When they are building where people cannot reach, they try to support using trees and also trees to roof, and also using equine tiles for roofing, especially one tile is characterized, it may cost 50 Rwandan francs. Also manpower, especially as I said, family members are used. For example, father, mother, and children, they can join together in building that house, and they require masons. And so, for example, 2 masons or 3 masons to help them to build the mud house. Next. Next slide, please. So, step to build a mud house. It's about 4 steps in building a mud house. First step, preparing construction site. So it may be the plots where we're going to build the mud house. It may be the grasses, the trees, or bush. First of all, they cut it down and they shape the ground to make it straight. So the mud house could be easy to build, the mud house. Second step is making mud bricks. As I have said in tool use, you will need a bricks frame that will be used to make the bricks. And when they want to make bricks, they mix water with the soil and they make a mud, and that mud are formed into bricks that tend to they wait about 3 or 4 days to make the bricks hard and dried. Also, the third is a phase of construction. The phase of construction have a 3 sub steps. That first is the foundation making. They dig where they have made the plots straight, and they dig a foundation where they will start building with bricks. Second sub steps is building or erecting the wall. It starts to move or to make the wall of the mud house. Also, third substeps is roofing, covering house with trees and clay ties. The roofing of the house as to make the stop having the rains. The house it is covered with clay tiles. Demonstrating of it require more work. This step of building or phase of construction, it require about a weeks, 7 days, and it costs than other steps. The last step is a phase of compression, or this the phase consists of two parts: fixing on doors and windows to the building and paving the walls by using clay mixed with the mud. So in Rwanda, we have made our case study. After building the house, they start to put on the doors and the windows. Also, there is decoration. They use soil, white soil, to decorate the house, where they use decorating using the soil for the people who don't have a colors. So they decorate a house where you can see its physical appearance or its morphological view. It is very that it is the house from the mud or the bricks. Next slide. Next slide, please. So for Rwanda, they mobilize it, they decorate mud house by paving the floor and the walls of the mud house, and where people can live comfortable with hygiene, where the mud house look smart. People about building mud house. So some people they build a mud house, but they don't make it properly where it can last longer or may take. They build it in rainfall condition where the rains are heavy, so they can be fallen. Provision of financial assistance to the people. So some people they can lack some tools like nails, like hammer, split level, so they can be assisted for getting that tools. Also, they can lack cry tiles. As I said, one tiles it may cost it may cost for 51 francs. One house it can cry tiles. So to afford it, they may require some assistance. Also forestation. So forestation, as they plant many trees, it support or it prevent from erosion. So the mud houses are highly affected by soil erosion. So when they plant trees, the trees will protect that mud house from attacked by soil erosion. So land conservation, like terracing, like afforestation, also it is important for promoting the mud house. Where the mud houses are built, the soil erosion as affected when they are prevented or have prevented, it may be good for that house to last longer. Proper maintenance of house. As the house built, it will require a flow up, keeping, maintaining it, keeping, protecting it. So when you keep protecting the house, it may last longer or it may be promoted. Next slide. How can mud house contribute to solve socioeconomic problem? They are too affordable. So as I have said, in rural areas, the people who cannot afford to build skyscrapers or the house using the poor people, they can afford, as I have said, also, they use the family members in building mud house. So it is affordable for people, especially the poor. They require available resources. Most resources used in building mud house, it is available, especially in rural areas, especially in developed country like Rwanda, Tanzania, Kenya, and also country like India. Easy to build. To build mud because it does not require more skills or the training of building it. Especially as we have made a case study, we have seen that the children, they raise or they grow imitating what their parents do. So they grow with the skills of how the mud house is built, imitating their parents how they do it. Also, it do not require advanced technology like using a machine, like using other skills from expert. It does not require a most or advanced technology. They are good to environment. So a mud house, it does not improve, it does not use some machine, some other materials that can harm the environment. They require short time to build mud house. It requires short time, or up at about 2 weeks or 3 weeks. You can, when it is in during a sunny period, you can finish to build mud house. Next slide. So types of community where mud house could be built. Rural community. So in rural community, mud house, people who live in the village are mostly under poverty. Houses are very easy to them and affordable since they have all required resources to build mud house. Desert habitant, desert countries like Egypt, like on the country that border to like Saharaui, the country that all the people who live in desert conditions, it is very good. It is important to them to live in mud house because it protects them from high temperature. Community that experience many earthquakes like Haiti, during the earthquakes resist mud house less than long skyscrapers or tower, where because of they are being short, they do not easily fall down. So the tower or skyscrapers, when there is earthquake, they fall easily. So mud house, they are short and it resists to earthquake. Nomadic population. Nomadism, they tend to migrate seasonally they migrate. So they don't tend to build a high cost house. So for mud house, it will cost them it is not a cost high. So they tend to build the mud house as they will leave them and move or migrate for where they will live in next season. Next. So I think this is enough for the question number 1. That was about mud house study in Rwanda. So mud house are very important. That are the links between mud house and resilience economy. As we are in our internship, it requires minimal resources as the resilience economy tells or teaches us. It requires minimal resources that are available and that is not high in costs. The environmental friendly, they resist to climate change. As it is in too sunny period where the temperature is high, the mud house, it tends to protect people from high temperature. They contribute to establishment of socioeconomic growth and development. Also, they are long-lasting. Mud house, when it is built properly, it may take about 13 years overlasting. So this is enough for the question number 1. So thank you. I would like to ask you to project for the second question. That's about a model.
No, just a minute. Let us ask a comment about this one very quickly. So thanks a lot again, Madi and Kuzera. I felt you are presenting with passion. I think you have already experience with mud houses. So that's at least you gave us this feeling. I'm not sure. Am I right? You have experience with mud houses in Rwanda, in your area? Did
yes,
you work?
Most of us
live inside mud houses, huh? Am I right?
I would like to answer a question. First of all, many of us comes from rural areas, and
Yes.
we even live in mud houses, so we know more about them. But since the presentation requires a short time, we haven't gone details to explain them. But mud houses are our thing. We were born in them, and we live in them, but we don't want to get or die in them. But they are very
But you
good
could have,
anyway.
supported your presentation.
They are very good.
Kuzera,
And,
Isa, you could have supported your presentation with photos, some photos from your area. Because I
No,
remember
no.
when I visited you, yes, I seen that very clearly.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Anyway, so that's good. But at least we have experts from all the teams. Now, there is experts in mud houses. That's one issue, one point. The other thing is that I believe you are bringing for us like now opportunity for initiative that focus on building or making mud houses. And this need to be discussed further maybe later with you as we go into the projects and so on. But this is maybe one of the commitments that I'm putting now forward. And also, I like the way that you presented also encouraging even small rooms to start with small rooms of mud houses. Yeah, it might be even in my house, I can try to build, instead of building a house, a big house, which is, I can build in my garden, a mud house, maybe like a resting area, which is, I've seen in some areas in Saudi Arabia, and they are doing this to remember the past and so on. So this is maybe something interesting, especially if we manage to bring some type of, again, decoration design and ready-made mud houses. If this can be, this will be a great idea to encourage this type of, again, maybe social for profit, and also to support the poor who will work on such a project, if it is really can be affordable to be moved from one place to the other. Now, I'm still not clear for me how the mud house is going to help us in solving socio-economic problem, even though you mention it. But maybe I will say I did not tackle with you so far because of the short of time, and also the amount of work you are having beside your own, maybe as school or your own work and so on. In inspiration economy, we always say reliability, the word reliability comes from the probability of availability. The more things we can make it available very quickly, the more we are reliable, the more we can afford to create a change. So this is where I see mud houses, because mud houses can be built very quickly and can be built with just basic resources, with certain tools and certain maybe labor, as you said. Even the family can help, or the people around can help in building it. So that's the strength of this idea of mud houses, and I hope that we see this realized in one of your countries, inshallah, through our inspiration economy. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So going ahead to the second assignment of this group, I'll be doing the slide share. Please continue.
Okay, for the second question, I said it is about a model project. So next slide. So for our project, have a business that would be manufacturing and selling clothes to community. So by designing the old clothes or the old fashion and making a shop that will sell it from local to international level, as you have an opportunity to sell it and marketing it globally. Next slide. So how could contribute to community? Provision of employment, the tailors and fashion designers will be employed, or most of us, they will be able to get employment from that project. raising socioeconomic growth and development. They stand in accord with recycling, so they can take an old clothes and recycle it or made it in a new design or new fashion. They intend to encourage innovation and creativity, so we can innovate or try to invent a new design that are trending in 2023, so they can be model all over the world. Contribution to the society modernization, so we can move with a new fashion and design, so it can go with a modernization. Next slide. How can products be sold globally supplied, or how can you make it from low cost to international level? Marketing, so marketing like promotion, advertisement or other style to make our products globally sold. Also exportation, as we burrito or have our project grown, we can try to export it from from Rwanda to another country like India, Asia, and you will be globally so supplied. Dumping, so with the infant stage of our project, you can try to using dumping where you can sell our products on a lower price to the foreigners to attract them or to attract more clients. Manufacturing quality products, opening project branches in various areas, accept international payment, reinforce customer service, widening social presence, and international shopping and return policy. So thank you for your kind attention. I hope this is the end of my presentation. We have not gone in detail of our project, but mainly summary, it is about fashion design and clothing shop. Thank you so much.
Obviously, I don't have a comment. I think this is a specialty of Ramli and Dr. Dunya. So they can, because I feel it's not something that is really relevant to inspiration economy directly, unless I couldn't see the point. Dunya?
No, as you said, maybe Ramli is better than me.
Okay. So I think you guys didn't work enough on this assignment. Please work on it more deeper. This might maybe my direct comment to you. And it's not something relevant to, this is a business. Then a business idea, and there is again, this is lots of plenty of things on the market now, and as we said, now we don't want to pollute the environment by bringing more clothes. We want to bring eco-friendly products, and it have to be unique, and it will address a socio-economic problem. I've been repeating, it's not about the idea, it's about even when you market a product, you market the story, not the product itself. Anyway, but thank you very much for your presentation. Anything else, Ramli, before we conclude?
No, sir, that's the end of today's all the presentation.
Okay, thanks a lot again, guys, for staying all this time. I know it is very late for you guys in India, especially, and for other people also, it's a bit late. So, and you've been staying for about 2.5 hours or 2 hours and 15 minutes. And I hope to see you soon. From next week, we're gonna be going into more serious stage where we're gonna do the real work. Okay, this is the preparation work for the real work. The real work is the projects, is to get engaged with the people, with your community, and what you can afford, and you can get a project idea so that you discover your internal and intrinsic powers through discovering the intrinsic power of the community. The more you help your communities, reality, not through ideas, but through, again, ups and downs, failures, challenges, and so on, the more you'll be building your confidence currency, you're building your, again, life purposefulness. You're going to see, even if you become a professional, not an inspiration economy, something else, at least you know that you are a multidisciplinary thinker. You can solve any problem, and you can solve it from different perspectives. And this is, again, what you're going to see, inshallah, hopefully, starting from next assignments, but I يعني request you all, please, and Paul now he hear me also. I would like you, I sent you now the feedback for the assignments. If you want us to work properly in evaluating your, so that you get a good feedback, you know what's your strengths and weaknesses, whether as a team or as individuals, you have to give us the PowerPoint in the right time. And I mean the whatever you supply, so that we can comment even in the PowerPoint inside the PowerPoint. That's the way we do it, me and Dr. Dunia. And we are very serious about, giving you our feedback and so on. Especially that even with this group, with this cohort, because we are starting new again, we did not bring other people. In the future, you're going to interact with many assessors, and yourself will be assessors for other projects. Okay, so I look forward that you guys complete your assignments and enjoy the next coming challenges in this internship. Thanks a lot, Tremley, for managing this, and thank you for all the team leaders and team members. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.